It was a frosty December evening, and Julie could feel the excitement of Christmas. The house was glowing with twinkling lights and the scent of freshly baked gingerbread. This year it was her job to hang the candy canes, her absolute favorite part of the tradition. With great care, she unwrapped each red and white striped candy cane. Then she placed each one on a branch, spacing them out just right. The tree sparkled with ornaments and flashing lights, but it was her candy canes that made it perfect. "There," she said, stepping back to admire her work. It was beautiful. The next morning, Julie bounded down the stairs eager to see the Christmas tree again. But when she stopped in front of it, she noticed something was wrong. "Where are the candy canes?" she wondered aloud. Her heart raced. "Mom! Dad!" she called out, rushing into the kitchen where her parents were eating breakfast. "Did you move the candy canes?" Her mom looked up from her cup of coffee and shook her head. "No, sweetie. Why would I take the candy canes?" Her dad smiled, trying to lighten the mood. Maybe a candy cane bandit snuck in during the night. But Julie wasn't in the mood for jokes. She loved those candy canes, and now they had mysteriously vanished. She decided to solve the mystery herself. First, she checked under the tree, thinking maybe the candy canes had fallen off. All she found were neatly wrapped presents. Next, she peeked behind the stockings hanging on the mantel. Nope, no candy canes. Just as she was about to give up, Julie heard a giggle coming from the down hallway. It was her little brother Max playing in his room. She tiptoed down the hall, then peeked through the door. There, in the middle of the floor, was Max, surrounded by a pile of candy canes. He was sitting there happily munching on one, while using the others like building blocks. He looked as proud as he could be. "Max!" Julie exclaimed, stepping into the room. "You're the candy cane bandit." Max looked up at her with a big grin. "Candy," he said, offering her a half-eaten one. Julie couldn't help but laugh. "You little rascal," she said. "We're supposed to share the candy canes, not keep them all to ourselves." Max giggled, clearly unaware that he had done anything wrong. Julie scooped him up in her arms, and they both laughed. That afternoon, with Max by her side, Julie carefully rehung the candy canes on the tree. Well, most of them. Their parents joined them to admire the candy cane-filled Christmas tree branches once she was done. Mom watched, then said, "Hold on a second. Some of these candy canes were hung way up high. How did Max get the ones on the top branches?" Dad looked at Max. "Good question," he agreed, scratching his head. "Max can barely reach the middle of the tree, let alone the top." The family gathered around the Christmas tree laughing at the mystery. "Maybe Max had some holiday magic help," Julie suggested with a grin. Max just giggled, looking from one family member to the next. He wasn't going to give away his secret. That night, as the family gathered around the tree, sipping hot cocoa and telling stories, Julie realized that the real magic of Christmas wasn't in the decorations or the candy canes. It was in the moments they shared together as a family and the memories that they were making. Moral of the story: sharing the joy is more fun than keeping it all to yourself.